psychology and marketing, and the launch process. Preparing for the big launch, getting JVs excited, contests, pre-launch, videos, etc. The product launch. It's launch day, the big launch. You're going to be creating and launching your own product, and it can be one of the most rewarding and challenging things that you can ever do. When you have that product launch that all comes together, everything is set, and that those JV partners, they all launch out to their list. They're recommending your product, not everybody else's, but your product. And you start seeing those sales come in. It can be, and it is, one of the most rewarding times and experiences that you will ever experience in your life. And it's going to be challenging. There's going to be things all the way through this that are going to challenge you. And I trust that you're a person that can step up to those challenges, that you're not going to back down from them, that you're going to take them, you're going to meet them head on, and you're going to look at them, that challenge right straight in the eye and say, you know what, I'm going to beat you. This is possible for me to do, and we're going to make this happen. Because as you know, there are so many challenges when you are trying to start up a business, whether it's offline, online, it doesn't really matter. There's challenges along the way. You need to step up to the plate, and you need to face those challenges. And you will find that when this all comes together and it works like you think it's supposed to work, it's going to be such a rewarding experience. If executed correctly, the rewards and the benefits can be massive. When everything executed falls into place all correctly, the rewards and the benefits are massive. Those are when we're talking about these, even a 5-figure launch. Who wouldn't want to have one of those? But I'm talking, the 6-figure launches, 7-figure launches that are happening and stuff. When you really get everything falls into place correctly, you're really going to see the rewards and the benefits. If unexecuted correctly, the letdown can be overwhelmingly devastating, and this is where a lot of people, when they get to this point, everything is just totally done incorrectly. Why? Because maybe they didn't learn it correctly, they just didn't know, whatever. But when it came down to the launch, everything was unexecuted correctly. And if you've ever felt that letdown, it is overwhelmingly devastating. It causes people to say, forget it. I went through all of this, just plain forget it. But I want to tell you that right now, if you get to the point where you get to your product launch, let's say when you get to there, because I'm trusting that you're doing everything within your power to, follow what's been going on, and that you're working toward this place of getting your products out to the market and getting them launched. So let's say that you everything comes together, you get that product launch, and it does not do what you thought it should do. Maybe you don't even make a single sale with it. I hope that never happens to you, but let's say it did. I want you to look at that as being a rewarding experience. It's going to be devastating if you don't make sales. You're going to look at the time and maybe money, the energy, whatever that you've spent on that. But I want you to understand that you got to the point where you actually got a product to launch. You've got it out there. You were able to accomplish it all. And now what you need to do is you just need to take a look and figure out what went wrong, where you could have done things better so that you can get that product out there and stuff. But you went through the experience of it all. So if something happens that you get to the product launch and it just doesn't work, don't quit. Don't say, that's it, I'm done. Look at it as, okay, at least I did this. At least I created a product. I researched the niche, created it, did the best that I could. I got the JV partners that I was, at least I went through the experience and I showed myself that I'm able to do this. The results are something that really helps motivate you, but don't let lack of results just basically kill everything that you've been working for. Build your launch up into an event and make a story out of it. And we're going to go into a little bit more detail on the story part of this, but you want your product launch to come across as an event. I want you to take a look back at a lot of the product launches that you have seen and what happens. You don't just all of a sudden, if if this product launch was done correctly, you don't just hear about that the day of the launch. Sure, there's products that you find in your email that you never heard about or whatever, they just showed up there and you went and checked out. But the really big ones, stop and think about it. How do they do that? And when you start seeing some of this start happening with these product launches going out, you really should be paying attention to what's going on. And I hope after this training right here that you will be able to really stop and take a good look at the launches and not just sit there and go, oh man, all these stupid emails, all these people, all these things, filling on my inbox and stuff, that you'll be able to stop and say, let me take a look to see what's actually going on here. And with this training, I'm hoping that you will be able afterwards, and I have confidence that you're going to be able to go, oh, I see what they're doing here. How cool is that? Instead of going, just being confused of why in the world you got to have so many emails showing up into your inbox, you'll have an understanding of what's going on, and that you will be able to, keep some notes yourself of what other people were doing and to see exactly how things are working and stuff, to be able to implement it into your own product launches. But you need to make it an event. Make it big. People like to attend events. Make a story out of it. People love stories. You need to catch people's attention and then give them a reason why. Not only do you need to get their attention, you need to give them a reason why. Your product launches, we're going to discover here in just a minute, needs to be just like your sales pages. When somebody shows up, you need to grab their attention, and as they go through that sales copy, you need to give them a reason why that they should take action when you get to the end to actually click on that buy now. That's what you are here to do, is grab people's attention and give them a reason why they should buy that product from you. Set a date and time when all of your JV partners will launch together with a big bang. Now, you can do product launches in several different ways, and two of the most obvious ways that most people will either do is the big product launch, like we're going to be kind of covering here tonight, where you get all your JV partners on, you set a specific date and time where you're telling everybody, basically look for it. It's coming on Tuesday at noon. It's going to be, you watch for it. It's like they're gathering for this big event, and you set that date and time. All your JV partners mail out at noon. And everything it's like this big bang that goes on and stuff, and the sales start coming in. Or you can do a product launch where maybe you launch it out there and you just kind of work at getting JV partners to start launching them. Maybe you get one at a time or two or three of them at a time to start launching the product, where it's more of this is for more of an evergreen product, where the product is going to be out there for a while, not one that's just going to be big during the launch and then maybe removed from the marketplace and stuff for scarcity reasons and stuff, but it's going to be evergreen where somebody can continually get that. So there's couple different kinds of ways you can launch your products. Like I just got done saying, your product launch needs to be like one big sales page. Think of your product launch as your sales page. Every element of a sales page has a purpose, timing, and one mission, and that is to very strategically lead you from attention-grabbing headline to the buy button at the end. When you're doing your pre-launches of the big launch, that's like your attention-grabbing headline, where you're grabbing the marketplace's attention, saying, this is what's coming. You better pay attention right now. And again, you got to have a reason why. Make sure that you've got a great reason why they should be paying attention to you right now. Because you're ready to lead them through your sales page. Your goal is to actually get them on your sales page, but you're doing at this launch is grabbing their attention and leading them to launch day, where they end up to that sales page and end up at that buy now button at the bottom. A product launch needs to be no different than a sales page. Every element of a product launch has a purpose, timing, and one mission, and that's to generate sales. Here's kind of the launch process, just kind of in a nutshell. First, you're going to create the product, and of course, there's so much more to just creating a product. We've discussed earlier in the trainings and stuff about finding your niche and leading into creating that product, finding out what the marketplace is looking for, your research. So there's more to just then starting with create the product, and you should realize that by now. Then you need to put your systems in place. We talked about putting their systems in place and which systems we should be using. We talked about finding joint venture partners, in understanding that there's so much more that goes in between these little steps right here, but finding joint venture partners. And then it's time to pre-launch to seed the market, where you're basically getting the market set up. You're planting those seeds, and you're going to start to water it to really start and building it to start growing and growing and growing right up to launch day. And then the launch day, JV partners launch the product at exact date and time, and then you push your JV partners, and you can do this with a contest. You do not have to have a contest, but it really makes things exciting. It gets people on board, and we'll be discussing that in just a little bit. We've kind of covered the first 3 actions previously, so let's get into actually preparing for the big launch day. Before we get into it, we're going to be talking a little bit about marketing psychology of product launches. Effective marketers realize their goal is to both understand and influence human behavior in order to achieve business objectives. There are many ways to achieve or to influence human behavior. You will need to knowledge of basic psychology and human behavior if you really want to succeed in marketing. You need to know why people buy. What causes people to buy. And the best way to do this is to pay attention to just pay attention to what you go through when you're buying a product. What caused you to buy? A lot of times we don't really even stop and think about it. But I want you to become aware of everything that you are doing when you go through these processes yourself. You buy things online. And I know that you buy things online, or you wouldn't be here tonight. Because through some way you have come through this training by buying something online. So understand what makes you click, what makes you buy, how does your mind work, and that's the chances are is that's the way that the person that's going to be showing up to your products, their mind's going to be working that same way. There's just a basic human psychology and behaviors that you really got to know. Basically, you have to meet their needs, and you have to satisfy their wants and desires. And a lot of times the wants and desires will take precedence over their needs. If just take a look, just like I said, go and take a look at your own shopping experiences. When you go into a big store or whatever, you might go in there for your basic needs, and all of a sudden something catches your eye, and it's like, oh man, that has been something I really desire. That is something I really have always wanted. And you're sitting there looking at, it's like, wow, I got this money right now. I could get that, but I got to get this other stuff that I kind of need. But man, which one do I really want worse? Do I want that? Are you going to, the wants and desires going to take over that, and you're going to buy that? So basically, you got to meet their needs. You got to satisfy their wants and their desires. And here's an example of why people buy. Why do men buy aftershave and women buy perfume? It's not for the nice smell. Yeah, maybe we do buy perfumes and things for the smell of it. We go around and smell it, and they're like, wow, that really smells good, or oh man, that is totally disgusting. Why wouldn't we buy something that smells totally disgusting? Well, not only because we probably won't want to wear it, but we're thinking about those relationships and the other people that are going to be around us. And, especially if it's our significant other or whatever, we're not going to want them going, whoa, what in the world? Because that's going to affect the relationship. So let's say you got this teenager and stuff, he's going out on his date, and, he's going to the store to buy aftershave and whatever. He's going to go find something that he feels is going to attract and appeal to the senses of his date. He's not in it for the nice smell. He's in it for the relationship. It's for the romance. And that's what is causing him to buy. It's not because it smells good. It's because he's thinking of the benefits of that. He's thinking of the experience that is going to happen from that aftershave that he's wearing. And that's the kind of things that you need to be thinking about as you're doing your product launches. Marketing psychology of product launches. There's some just a few things that we're going to be covering here. First is going to be the trust and the recognition factor. Real proof, social proof, scarcity, and telling stories. And those are the 5 things that we're going to be covering here as in the next few slides. Our trust and recognition factor, real proof, social proof, scarcity, and telling stories. And if you get these 5 things right, in going throughout your product launches, your sales pages, this is really going to go a long way for you having a very successful launch. All right, let's first talk about trust and recognition factors. Psychological aspects to forming a relationship and establishing the trust factor. You need to establish confidence in the seller. So the buyer has got to have some confidence in those that are selling the products. If he doesn't, it's really hard to, for your mind to say, okay, you got to have this. Because, think about it. If you don't know somebody, you don't trust somebody, what are you going to be thinking? We've been taught since we were young children that we don't associate with people we don't know and trust. It's like, we tell our children all the time, our parents have told us, it's like, don't go talk to strangers, don't associate with strangers. If they're trying to give you something or whatever, stay away from them, tell them no, scream, shout, go the other. Our minds are programmed to think when, on those things. We stop it, we look at somebody that we do not know, that trust factor is not there, and we have no confidence in it because it's been instilled in us. Even just through all of our experience in life, if we don't trust somebody, if we don't know them, that trust factor is not there, and it's really hard to get somebody to buy from you if they do not know you, like you, and trust you. Very important to establish trust in you. And if you are new with no established credibility, and this is why it is so important for you to have a product of your very own, because there's no better way for you to establish credibility than to have your own product that other people can see you as that credible expert. They see you as supplying the information and the help that they need. And if you do not have that, if you have not have that up to the time of your product launch, it's going to be hard for you to establish that kind of trust. And that's why it's so important to do our product launches right, especially when we're going into the pre-launch, to get that established trust. Potential customers will not jump at the opportunity to buy something unless they have a sense of confidence in the seller. All right, real proof. Providing proof is critically important, especially when launching something brand new to a market. A lot of times the products that we have are, they might resemble a lot of the other products out there, and that's a little easier. But let's say you are brand new, you're launching a brand new product, maybe the market's never even really heard of the concept before. It's going to be kind of hard for them to really trust that that's something that's going to work. Because a lot of people are very skeptical when it comes to buying things, especially online. We need to provide proof. It's really critical that you provide the proof that what you have is real and genuine and is going to actually help that person solve the problem that they're trying to get solved. Most prospective clients are making decisions based on past experiences and have been burned or treated badly at least once. And when we get ourselves burned, we start looking for proof. And it's no different than in our relationships with people, let's say our romantic relationships. If we've been in romantic relationships where we've been burned before, we start thinking about those kind of things when we go into new relationships. And it's always, you hear so many times, it's like, you know what, you don't trust me, and the reason that you don't trust me is because you're trying to tell me that I'm just like your last relationship that you had that didn't work out. Well, I'm not that person. Well, it's still hard to make that person really believe in it until you actually prove to them that you are not like that other person, that you're not going to burn them like they've been burned before. And it's no different in our product launches. People have been burned online over and over and over again. Why should they come to you, especially somebody that's brand new trying to get started out, and buy something from you and stuff, if you do not have any kind of proof that what they're going to be buying from you is actually going to help solve their problem? I don't want to discourage you from, saying, right now saying, well, I'm all new at this, and if I got to work that hard, and how am I going to possibly get to get this to happen? Believe me, it is so possible for you to happen. Do not let that discourage you. Just keep moving forward. Default assumption is that you are lying or stretching the truth to make a sale, and that's what most people are coming to. They're skeptical when they show up to your sales page, and it is your job to get them to believe in you and to click that buy now button. Establishing proof, there's some ways that you can go about that are out there that you can use to help you establish proof. One is to get people to do blog reviews, and what I'm talking about is to do blog reviews by someone with good established credibility already. So let's say there's a marketer out there that already has a list of people that knows them, likes them, and trusts them, and you can get them to do a blog review on the product that you have. You let them try your product, and they do a blog review basically reviewing your product. And what this is doing, it is putting in the mind of the customer right there, or the potential customer, that, hey, this is probably something good. I like and trust this guy that's giving me this review and stuff, and I trust him that he leads me, to the things that are going to help me the most. And so now you're beginning to believe in this product. You're beginning to believe that, okay, here's some proof right here. This guy who's an established marketer, he's got the credibility already, is telling me this works. Okay, I can start to believe that. Beta test with a small group and show results. You can either, bring on a small group. I've done this several times. This works really, really well. Bring in a small group of people where you basically let them use your product, and you're following them. You're building case studies where you say, here's the product. Maybe you teach them, you take them through some trainings and say, let's get this product, you use it, and then I want you to, I want to share your results with people. So you take them, you let them go through the product, you gather up the information, the results that they got, and then you start taking and sharing those results with the marketplace through your JV partners, through your pre-launches, where you're saying, here, look, I've had people actually using this. It's not like this has never been used before. People are actually using this, and here are the results that they got, and these results are possible for you. When people see other people getting results, it begins to be believable to them that it's possible for them. Interview with experts who can verify proof firsthand. Not just interviews for your product, but we're talking about doing interviews with experts who can basically verify the proof. So maybe let's say you do start up a teleseminar. You don't even have to have your own teleseminar software stuff already and stuff. You could get an expert that's out there and that's already got a teleseminar, webinar, whatever you want, that basically you've let try your product, and you say, let's do an interview, invite your list. And this is a great way to get for JV partners to really step up their promotions and make more sales over top of other ones and really help them, is to actually do a webinar on launch day or a teleseminar on launch day where you're interviewing that expert, or they're interviewing you, and you're showing them the proof that, on the webinar, the teleseminar, or whatever, to help them to verify in their mind that this is something real. Because what's happening here is you've got the expert on the other, that just like, that review that they're doing, this is no different here, where they're established already and they're saying, look, this really does work, and you can trust that this is going to help you. Endorsements by recognized experts in your niche. Kind of goes right along with the last one, where basically this is going to be kind of just like when you get an email out in your inbox and stuff saying, hey, somebody's launching this product, and here's what it's all about. I really think you should go get this. That is, it's a product recommendation. They're endorsing you. They're saying, you may not know this guy, but I do, and his product is really good. I've tested it, I've checked it out, and I recommend that you get it. I am endorsing this, and they're the recognized expert. It's going to help establish proof. Testimonials from real people getting real results. Now, you're going to have to be careful with testimonials. with the results because of the good old FTC rules that we've got. You need to really check into those FTC rules and really read them for yourself. I'm not going into that here. You need to read them for yourself and get to understand them. Because that's part of your responsibility, is understanding the rules and the regulations. But testimonials, you need to be careful when you're sharing results that other people got. They have to be real results that other people are going to be able to actually get. These big results that you've seen, that were out there before, there's a lot of people not going to be using those anymore, because you have to really be careful on it, that you're sharing only things that other people are going to be able to achieve, not these big hyped up results that that are under special circumstances that somebody was able to get those results. You can do video demonstrations showing actual results, where you actually maybe start up something like Camtasia, where if you had a software product or something, where you actually show them how to set it up and show them how to get results using it through the video. Show specific numbers, data, charts, statistics, and case studies. So let's say your beta test, you're keeping, you got that beta group going and stuff, and you're keeping track of all the specific numbers, the data that they're sending you, the charts that maybe you've built some charts to show, statistics, the case studies showing the actual results that people are getting. These all go a long way to help you establish the proof that you need. Social proof is one of the most powerful things that you can incorporate into your launch. Powerful psychological mechanism by which we look to others to guide our own actions. When we lack clear direction in certain situations, we look to others that we feel are better informed than us to help us with our decision-making process. People will do things that they see other people doing. And you know that this is true. The simple little example that so many people have done in their life, and I use this all the time just because it is so simple. You can relate to it. You're going to understand exactly what I'm saying. But when you walk into a crowded room, if you were to go into the middle of that room and just start looking up, what are you going to see everybody else around you doing? Eventually, they're not going to be able to stand it. They are going to start looking, at least taking quick glances to see what in the world you're looking at. They're not informed about what's going on that you're staring at the ceiling or whatever. They're just sitting there going, okay, this person's doing this. Pretty soon they see other people starting to look up, and pretty soon they can't resist, and they're looking up too. In fact, social proof is so important to some people that they will decide they want your product primarily because someone else they know is using it or wants it. And it's more important to have what other people have than taking the time to look at all the available options. Another good example of this is to look at the games that are out there for kids or even adults. We all play these games and stuff online, and all these video games that are out there and stuff. If a kid came to school, he could be the only one that's ever bought this thing, and he could start something pretty big. All he would have to is like, man, go up to his best friend. Did you get this video game? It is awesome. And let's say he's never even used this game yet. He just bought it, but he's like, did you get it yet? He says, man, you just got to get it. Everybody is talking about this game. Everybody's getting this game. You got to go get it. Well, what happens is that kid goes home and he's like, Mom, I got to have this. I got to have this game. Come on, Dad, give me the money for this game. Well, why do you want it? Because everybody else has it. My friends are telling me they got it. All my friends have it. Well, can you tell me a little bit about the game? No, but I got to have it because everybody else has it. We buy things out of basically social proof of when everybody else has something that we don't, we want it. And you know in your mind that this is so true. And you've probably even bought things before that you've never even really knew much about, but you bought it just because you've seen everybody else. And chances is that you've went and seen a product launch that was done properly, where they've really built the social proof into it, where you have went to that sales page. And I want you to stop and think about this moment. When you went to that sales page, You never even read the sales page. You scrolled down from that headline all the way to the bottom and clicked buy now. And I know that there are those of you that are listening right now that have done this very thing where you've went to that sales page. You couldn't wait for that launch day. You couldn't wait for that sales page to get there. You never read it. You scrolled to the bottom, clicked buy now, and you didn't even really have a clue what you were getting it. But because the social proof and the launch was set up so perfectly, in your mind, you knew you had to have this before it was even available, and you couldn't wait for it to get out there. And when a launch is done properly, that is what's going to happen, is you're going to have this big fluctuation on launch day where people are just waiting. Maybe it's because they set up this bonus and stuff that was out there, and you knew everybody was going to be going after this bonus, and you had to have it too. There are many kinds of social networks available to leverage in our launches. Choose the best message and then seed the appropriate social networks for maximum effect. So there's many social networks that you can use to really get this social proof out there. You can use blogs, your own blogs, and third-party bloggers. So basically you could set up your own blog where you've got people coming to this blog and commenting on these blogs saying, wow, this product is amazing. I'm really looking forward to your launch. Thank you for doing this. You've seen these blogs where you've went there and during the pre-launch and stuff, and here's this blog, and they're getting you to leave your comments and stuff below. Why are they getting you to leave your comments? Is it that they just really care about that comment? Well, of course they do care about that comment, because what it is doing is developing social proof that everybody else is paying attention to what's going on, and everybody else, because what they're doing there is they're taking these comments and they're using those comments to get you to come in there and see that everybody else is joining in, and you are going to be left out if you don't join in too. You can use current and previous customers. So if you already have customers, you can use the leverage, and you can use current and previous customers to help in your social proof. It's like, hey, all these people, this was, think about some things that I've said a few times and stuff. It's like, we sold this out before. We had this product. So if you've had a product that you've had out on the market and stuff before that you're bringing back out in a different way, it's like, we launched this once before and we totally sold this product out at during the launch process and stuff, and now we're bringing it back out. Well, that's creating social proof that they had it out there, and the last time it was out there, everybody had to get it. Of course, everybody didn't have to have it, but in your mind, it's like, wow. It sold out. Everybody was there waiting for it last time, or maybe you didn't get in on it the last time, and you're waiting for it now. And in your mind, it's justified because you missed out last time, and you're not doing it again. You can use JV partners and affiliates to help spread that social proof. Press releases, opt-in email subscribers, social networks as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, MySpace. What you're doing here is you're getting people to just start talking about what's going on so that other people will start believing that everybody else is in on this and you're missing out. You can use social bookmarking like Dig, Delicious, StumbleUpon, FriendFeed, etc. Targeted forums. Forums are great ways to start getting social proof. Forums, when things start spreading through a forum, it spreads through like wildfire. Be very careful though when you're going after social proof, because if you have a product that is no good and you get all of these people talking about it, all these people are already sitting there, and the moment one person says, I didn't like it, everybody else all of a sudden didn't like it neither, and it will start spreading like wildfires. And that is the importance why I've been trying to stress so many times that it is important to have a good quality product that really delivers the value that that person believes that they're getting. Video sharing, viral ebooks and videos, teleseminars and webinars. The ebooks, we can go back to that, with ebooks and stuff. A lot of times before a launch, your JV partners will be sending you, say, hey, so-and-so's having this launch, and he wants you to have this free ebook. Well, in that ebook, there's testimonials, there's different things of what other people, case studies and things that are going on. Why is that? It's starting to build social proof that everybody else has already been, doing this, and you're about to be left out. Teleseminars and webinars are great ways to start doing social proof. Be careful when you're doing social proof, though. You want it to be real. Everything that you're going after, do your very best to make sure it's not just a bunch of hype, that it's actual real proof that you've got going on. With teleseminars and webinars and stuff, it's like, a lot of times you'll read that it's like I went out and I had to I had to go and make sure that I could get a whole another 1,000 places for somebody to get online and stuff for my webinar and stuff tonight. It's like, get real. Well, first of all, you're going to pay a whole lot more money to go after, if you got to go buy that and stuff, you're probably not going to use the next time. And it's usually just something to get you on there. It's like, if your calls are filling up and stuff, great. It's like, hey, instead of sitting there, look, everything it's full, there's nothing left. If it is, great. But it's like, if you got a good call going on, it's like, you know what, we got, people are really signing up to this fast, it's really going through. You've seen me use this stuff yourself. It's really filling up and stuff, and, you really want you to get there so you don't miss out on this and stuff. Because our webinar lines only hold so much, which is the total truth. They only hold so many people, and you've probably showed up to webinars before where you could not get on that no matter how hard you tried. You got busy signals, or you just were not able to get on it. Chances are that webinar was filled up. You pay for so many lines. There's podcasts you can use, webcasts, direct mail. All of these things can be used to instill social proof. Here's a good social proof method, driving people to a blog or a forum and getting them commenting so others will read and want to add their comments. People will start to get excited about something just because they see others getting excited. Remember, this can have bad results if you have a bad product, just like we were talking about. If you get all of these people, and don't let this scare you off, but if you get all of these people showing up to your blogs or in the forums talking about your launch, you're going to have people that are skeptical, and you're going to have people that are in there. If you don't have a good product that delivers what you said, that you can prove to them, because you're going to get people anyways that are just going to go out to create a bad experience for you anyways. But if you can justify that, what they're just talking, whatever, that's not the case, and I've got the proof right here. I can show you, and other people are backing you up, whatever. But if you just don't have the value that's there, it is going to spread just as fast and even faster, the negativity, because people love to focus on negativity. So be very, very careful and ensure that you have value there that people expect. But you basically get them to a blog or to a forum and get them commenting on what's going on. Give them a reason to go there. Maybe you're holding a contest of some sort to get them to your blog. To get them just talking about what's going on and what's happening. Social proof with JV partners, not only with your products or for your customers and stuff, but creating social proof with your JV partners is also very important to get them to launch day to actually launch that product. Not only do you want your customers buying your products because everyone else is, you want your JV partners to feel like they will be missing out on something big if they don't jump on the bandwagon to promote as well. So if you're getting, especially if you can prove that you're going to be able to get really good conversions and stuff, and you're going to be paying out some high commissions, you're going to want to be letting your JV partners know that, because their mind works no different than your customers or you. They do not want to be left out. They do not want to miss out on anything. So if you're sitting there telling them, it's like, this is converting really well, and this really works well on launch day, when you see the conversions really coming in, it's like you've got numbers now that you can really share. It's like, guys, this thing is converting like you would not believe. Here's the actual numbers. I'm going to be paying out some huge commissions, and I don't want you to be missing out on those. I want you to be getting those commissions as well. And you've got the proof that you're able to show them. They're going to jump on this thing. It's something that they might not have ever intended on promoting, but if they can look at it and see everybody else that's doing this, especially if they see all these big marketers sending out, and they're going to go, wow, this thing really is probably doing good. Look who's promoting this. Because you want to always tell your JV partner who else is promoting for you, especially the big names. It's like, hey, so-and-so is in here. You've got to get in here and stuff. I mean, this is going to be huge, and we don't want you to miss out. Your JV partner's mind work just like a customer's that's buying. They don't want to miss out on on something. All right, let's talk about scarcity. Perceived scarcity will generate demand. It is just part of human psychology to want to have something that others don't have. We love to be able to go up to people and say, look what I got. Do you have this? And they're like, no. And what's that do to you? You know, especially if it's something really good, it makes you feel good about yourself. Where you're going, yeah, I got this, and you might not come out and say it unless you're, a little kid somewheres where, just kind of mean to your friends and saying, yeah, I got it, and you don't. Nana, nana, boo, boo. It's like, but people don't like to miss out on things, and we love having things that other people don't. We like to feel that we got something that everybody else could have had the opportunity to have, and they missed out, and we didn't. For example, saying offers are available for a limited time only encourages sales, and it really does. Make sure that in anything that you use, like I've said already, make sure you have a reason why it's going to be for a limited time only. Let's say you've got a private label rights product that you're telling people that it's only available at a limited time, or there's only limited a number of copies. It's like, okay, the first thing they're going to want to say is, how come it's limited? Why are there only a few copies? Well, a good reason is that with private label rights, you don't want everybody in the world using it, because you want to keep that value there for the people that are having it out there. And you, in your mind, you know how many people are actually going to use it, and out of the ones that buy. So you're creating a limited number, which allows that person to say, I'm going to have this, and not a lot of other people are going to have it, so I'm going to be able to use this and get some value out of it just because I have it and they don't. Maybe you say, I'm only letting so many people in. If you do not act fast, you will be left out in the cold. Maybe it's for bonus offers where for the products you've got fast action bonuses that are in there, where you're saying for right now, the first 50 people are going to get this bonus. After that, this bonus is removed. And that causes people to say, okay, I got to get it now because it's still there. So I got to grab it. You've seen it before. If this button is still here, or this link is still here, that means it's still available and you're one of the 50 or whatever. You've seen it in action at a time. A lot of times you looked at that and maybe it upsets you or whatever. But again, start looking at, why are they saying that? Do they have a reason why? What is the reasoning why? And start keeping notes of these things. Telling a story, and this one is huge. Storytelling is as old as mankind and at the very heart of how we communicate every day of our lives. Just think about somebody that you know, or maybe it's you, that is somebody that is great at telling stories, how they have just got an audience around them all the time, hanging on their every word, listening to their stories and stuff that they're telling. Making people feel good, making them laugh. It's the way they tell it, the way that they're relating to their audience and stuff. And that's what you really need to learn how to do. Storytelling is probably one of the most effective things that you can do when it comes to getting people to buy. The scarcity, a lot of people will try to look past that, but if you can relate to them and really relate to even their experiences, show it how your experiences relate to them through your storytelling, that is where you are really going to be most effective. Stories can be told in many ways: verbal or written words, pictures and images, sounds, expressions and gestures. A lot of times we'll see people that, the way that they're telling stories, it's kind of exciting just watching them, just from the gestures that they're using. So this is where, maybe video comes in. So using text or video to tell our stories. So we can tell it on our sales page. They can be text, or you can use a video where you're on there telling a story. It doesn't matter how you get it out there. You just need to get your stories out there. Provide information that people need to help them make up their mind about you, your offer, and where and how it might fit into their own life. Remember, we were talking about people, how they need to start trusting you, that they need to start having that faith that what you have is going to help them. And if you're new, how better way to do that than start telling them about who you are and sharing your stories about how you got to the place where you're at, how you had a similar problem. You're identifying a problem, you're relating that problem to them, and then you're going to provide them with the solution to that problem. So it's like, and it's not just all about you saying, hey, I had this problem once before and I did it. You need to relate it to their experience and show it how it relates and fits into their own life. If it doesn't fit into their own life, they're not going to care about your story. It's like, maybe you're coming in here, you're in your golden years or whatever, and your story is going to relate to other people that are in their maybe 60s, 70s or whatever, that are coming online trying to get started. So you can say, I'm 60, 70 years old now, and I just got started in marketing, and this is how I did it. And you tell your stories about how you got started, the problems that you faced, and how you overcame them. And what happens is they start believing in that because they see themselves in the same situation, the same place, and they start identifying to the problems you had, and they can understand those problems you had because they're living them right now. And now they're going to be interested in, well, how did you get out of it? It's like when you're telling people, when you go up to them, it's like, I know how you're feeling. Oh yeah, you do. Well, how do you know how I'm feeling? Well, because I went through a similar experience. Oh really? And then you show them that yes, indeed you did. And the next question they got is, well, how did you solve this problem? How did you get out of this situation or whatever? And you begin to share with them, and through your storytelling. Storytelling is huge, and you've got to really understand that this is one of the most important things that you can do. Attract the reader's interest and convey the benefits and features of a product in a non-threatening way. And that's what telling a story does. It starts relating to somebody, and they don't feel threatened anymore about going down and just, that you're trying to just sell to them now. You're relating to them and getting them to, you're showing them empathy, that you really feel, what they're going through. Enables readers to learn through your experience and through your example. Your storytelling is setting an example for others to be able to relate to and follow. Get your message across. A memorable story is something that sticks in the mind. You've heard stories like this where it's just like you just can't get it out of your mind. It was just like, wow, I really can relate to that. And you over and over, even after that the story is done, days later, you're still thinking about what was said and what was going on and stuff. So you need to have a good, memorable story. Unique story, something that is different and worth repeating. It answers important questions for your target audience in your story, like who you are. Remember, they need to learn to get to know who you are, especially if you're new. They need to develop that trust in you. They need to be able to relate to who you are. Why should they care about you or your offer? People come online, they don't care about you. They're caring about what their needs are right now, and that need or those wants getting met. So you need to show them through your storytelling why they should care about you. Why should I listen to you? Why should I take action? You're telling me to click on that buy now button. Why? Why should I do that? Why should I act now instead of waiting for the next offer? Your storytelling has to answer these questions and it's probably the best way to do that, because a good story is able to really relate to somebody else's own life. Back up there to the unique story. A lot of times we think, well, my story sounds just like everybody else. I'm struggling to pay my bills and everything else, and it's like, and I'm drowning in debt, and well, hallelujah, I figured it all out, and look what I was able to do. And you see that same story over and over and over. That is not unique. What you need to do is you need to find a unique angle, and it's there because you are unique yourself to everybody else. Nobody else is like you. The story might kind of have a little bit of the outcome, but there's something unique about your life story that over top of anybody else, and you need to bring that out. Maybe it's your age that is something unique over somebody else. You're not this young kid that was able to get started, because when you were born, you had the computer attached to your umbilical cord and came out, this tech genius and stuff or whatever. Maybe it's your age and you had struggles. Maybe it's disabilities, whatever it is. Bring that uniqueness out that nobody else has. Remember, when you're telling your stories, that people are in there looking, what's in it for me? Yes, it's great if they can relate to your stories and stuff, but they also want to see is how does it relate to me? How is it going to help me? Why stories work so well? The reason it works so well is very simple. Stories that are properly crafted don't sell. They simply tell and teach by example and experience. You will find that people will take the time to read and will also comprehend an interesting story that has been crafted to specifically relate to their own life and will continue to ignore what is obviously an advertisement. When you go to a sales page or advertisement or whatever, and you just see it as an obvious advertisement, right away you begin to kind of close down. You start looking for the real proof and everything else that you need to basically sell you on this idea. But if somebody really crafts a very good story, it draws you in, and pretty soon you find yourself, just going right along and almost feeling, and the person is painting a picture of this, and you're just like, you're becoming part of the artwork, part of the picture that this person's painting, and you're just like, yeah, that, oh man, that's true, oh, you're right, that's me and stuff. And and this person, if they're doing a good job, they're making you sit there saying to yourself while you're reading it, yeah, that is me. How did you know that was me, man? And how do you come about this? It comes through the research, finding out what people's problems are, and how you're going to be able to craft that story to relate to those problems. So you're going to have to know your market and you're basically going to have to know their stories, where they're coming from, and how you can relate your story to make it identify with them. Learn to properly incorporate storytelling into your launches and also into your everyday marketing, into your blogs, whatever your traffic, everything that there is. Tell a story because it relates so well, and it's not this hard sell. It just becomes an easy sell when people relate to what's going on. Where to tell our stories? First of all, word of mouth, your mouth. Open up your mouth and begin to talk about yourself. Put yourself out there for others to see. In your blogs, not only your blogs, but third-party blogs. Get other people talking about your story. One of the best things. Let's stick to the. You're in your golden years and stuff, and you go out there and you've got some young marketer out there, and he knows that his list is mainly made up with people that are in their 50s, 60s. He knows he's got a lot of people that are older than him online trying to get started, and he's having a harder time to relate to them. He can grab something like your story and say, hey, look at this. I want you to take a look at this guy's stories or this lady's story. It's really going to relate to you. Why? Because he knows his target audience already, so he can begin to blog about it, tell his list about it. Twitter, Facebook, forums, press releases. Tell your story on press releases. YouTube, get videos out there about who you are. YouTube, emails, websites, article marketing sites, books, television, radio. Yes, you can even use television and radio to advertise still. Blog Talk Radio, webinars, teleseminars, webcasts. Get people doing interviews with you so that you can start telling your stories. You need to get people to believe in who you are, get to know you, get to like you and trust you before they're going to click that buy now button. And it's no better way than you telling your story. The internet has made storytelling easier than ever. The audience is there. You just got to find the right targeted audience, and then you start telling that story. You don't got to go around looking for somebody and trying to, hey, come and listen to my story. You just got to get that story out there to the right targeted market, and they're going to be there to listen. All right, we're going to talk about the different launch stages now. We're going to start talking about the pre-launch first. Pre-launch is not product focused. You are not going into your pre-launch thinking about just your product. You do not want to focus on your product. Why? Because a lot of people don't care about your product. They don't even really care about you yet. And you need now, this is the best time for you to start. If you haven't done anything yet up to this point, this is the best time for you to start getting people to start accepting who you are and believing in you. Focusing on your product, especially in the early stages of a launch, is the wrong thing to do. Nobody actually cares about your product except for you. The only thing your JV partners care about your product even right now is it going to be something that if I promote, is it going to convert? But what they're really looking at is, can I trust this guy, especially they're being new, can I trust them to be delivering something good to my customers that I already have? So it's going to not be product focused. Pre-launch focus is to create interest, to get people interested in what you have, establish rapport and prove that you are trustworthy, show the buyers that you can help them get what they want, and educate the buyers. And that's what your pre-launch focus needs to be on. It's getting them interested in what you have and making them believe that what you have is going to help them and it's going to be something of value and that they can actually trust who you are and what you're saying. And your JV partners are going to be a huge part of this as well. Because basically what your pre-launch is educating the buyers on your product and you. Your goal is to have buyers who are already interested in your offer. They trust what you have to say. Their questions and objectives are already answered and ready to push the buy now on launch day. And this is so important that they go into when you get to launch day, that the questions that people have about you and your product are already answered. A lot of people are going to have objectives, objections coming in. They're going to have questions and they want answers to it before they're willing to push that buy now. You need to get rid of the objections that are in people's minds and get rid of those questions so that they just show up and they're ready to click buy now. That they're one of those people that show up, forget about the sales page. I've already had everything answered. I know this is something I want and let's just go for it. Creating buzz for your product launch is probably one of the best ways to start getting interest out there, is start creating buzz. It's the ability to spread awareness for your product or service through word of mouth. The goal is to create enough positive buzz that it feeds back into your business success, where basically everybody is talking about it on your blogs and the forum, everything. It's just like the word buzz. It's buzzing and ringing in their ears. Everywhere you go, everything that's out there is talking about your product launch coming up. It's about this amazing product. It's all about you, who you are, how great you are. You really need to start getting this buzz going. People, where they're seeing your Twitter posts and stuff that you're going out there and they know who you are or whatever, and they're twittering about you, and it's like everything is just like where one little bumblebee buzzing around, kind of an annoyance a little bit and stuff, but when the whole swarm of bumblebees is coming after you, you're paying attention. All right, creating buzz for your product launch. Tools to create buzz include blogs, podcasts, social networks, social media, press releases, video submission sites, your JV partners and affiliates, which is huge, and email marketing, which if you don't have your own, you're going to be relying on your JV partners and affiliates with their email list. But if you have your own, this is a great way to start getting people there, especially when, get people to start going to your blogs. If you have a list, and that's why it's so important to start right away to start list building, because no matter how many people you can get on that list before your product launch, that's that many people that you can get going to your blogs and starting to create buzz about what you got going on. Sounds simple. It is and it isn't. But just know these two things when it comes to creating buzz for your product launch. You have to do it, and not enough people do it. And you have to keep doing it, and too many people give up. When you start creating the buzz, you gotta keep going with it. You've got to do this, especially if you're just starting out. A lot of people are like, why are people going to want to buy something that's already in your minds when you're going into this, building your products? Why are people going to want to buy from me? I don't have this credibility. They don't know me. And I've heard these things, these statements over and over and over. And, where it's like, why are they going to believe me? Why do they want to buy a product from me? I'm creating this product. I just don't understand why they're going to do it. Well, the reason that they're going to buy it is because you're going to have this buzz out there. This product launch is going to be just rocking, and people are going to get to know who you are. You're going to build that credibility, and it does not take long to get your credibility established and stuff if you go about doing it in the right way. Solicit feedback from your market. Have a reason for people to contact you and start giving you feedback. That one of the things that you really need to do is you need to give people a reason to start contacting you and start giving you feedback and stuff, because this feedback that you're going to be getting is something very, very important. You need to basically, try something like, do you have any questions about this? This is what we got come up. Does anybody have any questions about this? If you don't have access to the market, your JV partners, you've got to get your JV partners doing this, where they're asking their list, hey, here's what we got. Any questions for this? Why would you, what's a good reason? It's like, okay, we've got this product launch. You guys don't know this person. I'm going to help you get to know this person. So I'm going to hold a webinar, and I'm going to invite this person that's got the product owner as my special guest, and he's going to be on there asking any kind of, answering any kind of questions that you have. So when you get on the webinar tonight or the teleseminar, I want you to raise your hand, and ask a question and stuff that we can ask, so we can start getting rid of the questions that you have in your mind, so that you understand that what I'm talking about is as good. So give them a reason, a why they should start raising their hand and asking questions, because the feedback that you get is something that you can use. Let's say you fill up a webinar where you started asking all these questions. Well, that JV partner's now got something that he can send out to his list, like, man, if you missed this, we had an amazing webinar with so-and-so that's launching this brand new product. I mean, he answered the questions. These are some of the things that people were asking about. Here's his answers and stuff. So now you're able to start creating more interest and buzz for the people that weren't interested in showing up to a webinar or didn't have time. Now you've got the feedback and you're able to get it out there. So and that's why these things that you see, these things happening all around you, you've probably never paid attention to them before. Start paying attention. I can't say that enough. Next, you take that feedback, use it as social proof of what others are saying about your new launch coming up. We just kind of said that. We had, the example with the webinar, teleseminar. Everybody was on this thing. You missed it. This is what they were saying. Here's the questions. It starts developing that social proof, that buzz that you need to generate. Take comments and questions that people have and address them in a way to build even more buzz. You will be much farther ahead than if you just said, hey, and too many people do this, believe me. They go, hey, this is going to be great, and you would be crazy to miss out. And that's the way they do it with their JV partners as well. They say, hey, I've got this product, it's going to be great, and you would be crazy not to promote this. Well, I'd be crazy to promote it, maybe. Give me a reason why. Give me a reason to start asking you about it, and what's the feedback been on other JV partners? Who else do you got on it? Who else is launching? What have they been saying? I want to see that kind of stuff. So not only for the market that's ready to buy, it's all of this goes toward your JV partners as well, and getting them to actually promote on launch day. Get people interacting with you during the whole launch process in any possible way that you can. If you got people talking about you in the forums, get into those forums and you start answering the questions. Don't let everybody else. You get in there to see what's going on. If you do not have Google Buzz or an account, whatever, so you can hear about Google Buzz, go get a Google account, get that up so you can start hearing what people are saying, what's buzzing around out there about you, because you want to know these kind of things, what's being said. Check out the forums, especially the closer you get to launch, and on launch day, especially when you launch that product. Find out what people are saying about the launch. Are there problems that you can be solving right then and there? You need to get people interacting any way that you can possibly can. Teleseminars, webinars, blog talk radio, any way that you can get your voice out there, and opening up that two-way communication and getting other people talking back to you and about your products is what you have to do. Create anticipation for your launch event. Create and harness the power of anticipation for your event. When you have these big events, and that's why it's so important to treat your launch like an event, where this event's coming up, and if they've done a good job of promoting that event, you're sitting there not hardly able to wait. You're telling everybody, it's like, man, we got this great concert coming up, or this big event or something that I'm going to be attending. I wish it would just get here. The anticipation of what it's going to be like is just killing me. I want it to happen so bad. And that's what kind of things you got to get into these launches, is if you really want them to go big, is really have the anticipation of this launch ready to go. And not just your customers, potential customers, it's JV partners anticipating this event as well. Send out several teaser bits of information about the product. carefully release new information about the product. So you're strategically releasing new information maybe each day. You're having your JV partners or you're sending it out. A little bit, you're just leaking a little bit of information. And a really cool way to do this is to get other people to it's like, hey, I'm in the know here, I'm this guy's partner or whatever, and I heard that he's doing this. I'm really not even supposed to be sharing this right now, but this is what's going on and stuff, and it's all hush hush right now. You're the only ones that are going to know. You just start carefully releasing new information about the product and piquing people's interest. Show pictures of what this awesome product is going to look like. Again, get somebody that you really know that's really close to you or whatever, that's one of your top JV partners or whatever. It's like, wow, you guys, he just showed me his graphics. I don't even know if I should be showing you yet, but you got to see the awesome graphics of this product and stuff, because what it starts doing is when you start leaking that out, first of all, they're like, wow, okay, I'm in the know and nobody else is, other people aren't, and they're like, wow, all right, I know everybody else doesn't know, but what it also does is when they start seeing pictures, even if you're not even going to use pictures on your page, but I recommend that if you start using graphics and things like that, that you use them all the way through so that they can identify it, because you want it to be uniform, you have that uniformity throughout it. But where they're all of a sudden seeing an image of their mind of an actual product that they're going to be buying, that they're being introduced to the market, where it's not just something that people are talking about. It's like now there's a visualization in their mind of something that actually is going to be there. Sample video clips of product content. So maybe you go to your product page, you fire up Camtasia, Cam Studio, whatever. You just do a sample video of like, hey, this is what it is. Take a look at the product page. Even, send this video, have your JV partners do it. Say, hey, put together a video, go through the product page. Don't show them the whole product, but say, go over some of the main benefits and stuff and showing them. And then send the video out to their list. Put it on YouTube. Create social proof by directing people to a blog to start talking about your product so others can see all the talk going on. You've seen this happen time and time again, where you've showed up to during the pre-launch before it was going out. Maybe it was just something you've seen something come to your list or to your email. You opened it up and it said, hey, so and so wants to give you this free PDF, this free ebook or whatever. Just go here. You go there and it's at a blog. The link's at a blog, and the reason they took you to that blog is because they're trying to get everybody to start commenting about how awesome this is, and that other people can start seeing the social proof going on. It's not, so stop reading those blogs going, oh yeah, right, listen, look at all these people and stuff, and start going, oh, this is cool. Look what they're doing here. They're creating social proof for me to start, so in your mind, you know what they're doing now, but it's like, okay, how are they doing this? What are they doing? How did they get people to start creating this, all these these comments and stuff? What did they do to get people to really open up? Because if you've got a blog, you know that it's not the easiest thing to get people to start doing comments on it. So pay attention to the whole process. If at all possible, follow what other people are doing. Show testimonials from real people getting real results. So it's like, if you get them to that blog or wherever it is, it's like, hey, so-and-so just, this is what's going on with them, and getting other people to say, hey, I just tried this out, and, this would be great for your beta test group to get on these blogs and start the commenting. It's like, hey, I have been working with this product and stuff, and it is good. This guy, he really knows what he's talking about. You can trust him. He's, this product is top rate. I actually got results. You be careful about them actually sharing the results, and if you do, they need to share that. I was a beta tester. That he gave me this product. I didn't buy it. Or if you made them buy it, have them say, hey, I had to buy this for a price. I got it at a reduced price, whatever. But these are the results I got. Have people showing, telling testimonials. Pre-launch warming up or seeding the market. This kind of goes right along with the buzz. When it's time for your launch, you want your market to already know your name and the value of your offer. You do not want to go into it on launch day being a nobody, as what a lot of people think they already are. It's like, why would somebody want to buy a product from me? I'm just a nobody. This is my first time. How am I going to get them to buy? Well, how you're going to get them to buy is to get them to already know who you are and your name and the value that you have. Send out very good content authored by you. So basically, you're going to create some content just to get out there free. Maybe you just do something as cool as creating a whole webinar series where you're creating some content. This ought to get a few smiles now. You've created this big webinar series where you've loaded just some amazing content. You invited everybody to this webinar for free, and it's like what you're doing is you're building your credibility. The people that are showing up are starting to talk about you on the webinars. They're going to places like Twitter's like, hey, you guys should join this webinar. Some awesome content's going on. This guy, because you're building your credibility. People are starting to see what your capabilities are. It's like they're either going to say, wow, this guy's really good, this lady's really good, or wow, that's junk. Stay away from that. So, of course, be careful and make sure that you've got excellent content before you go about doing something like this. Get that content out there, authored by you, not somebody else's content, authored by you. Maybe create a great PDF or some videos that offer awesome content. Give these to your JV partners to start sending out to their list during the pre-launch. This also helps your JV partners to do well promoting, because they say, remember this guy or this lady that you just got this great content from yesterday or the other day or this week? You should check out this product that just launched today. You thought that content was great. Wait until you see the product that he just launched. What you're doing is you're helping that JV partner by, they don't have to come up with some fancy way to get their person to know you, like you, and trust you and stuff. They're already saying, hey, look, this guy just gave you some awesome stuff. Look what he's got now. Go check this out. And in that person's mind, they're going to say, okay, I remember that content. That was good stuff. I'm going to go check out what's going on. You'll also get the reaction from the market that if it's free stuff you are giving away, if the free stuff that you're giving away is this good, I can only imagine what the paid stuff is that he wants me to pay for. So what you're doing is you're basically saying, getting that person to go, wow, look at what he's giving me. Just think of what it's going to be like. If I have to buy something from him, that's got to be totally amazing. And I gotta have that because the free stuff was great. Power of the JV launch partner. All right, we're going to be talking about our JV partners now, and we're going to get into the launch. And most of this is going to go a little bit quicker because all up to now is where you really needed to be pouring it on. Now it's you're getting up there to that place where you're ready to launch. But it starts with that JV partner and that you've got on board, and those several JV partners. You access the resources of others for maximum launch results. The biggest thing that you're going to be leveraging here to maximize your launch results are their credibility and their lists. So basically, you're going off, if you don't have a list or you don't have any kind of credibility, you've got to have that somewhere. So you're maximizing your launch through other resources, and that's the credibility of the JV partner that they have with their list, and the fact that they have a list to be able to send out. So you're getting the traffic. Provide access to a larger audience than what you would be able to get on your own. Provide the needed relationships that you need because they already have a relationship with the market that you don't have yet. Gives us much needed credibility. We become a credible expert just by association. When somebody sees us, basically, this goes back to other trainings that we've done. You see how it all starts fitting in. Doing interviews with other people. We get that. Basically, we become the expert by association, where they see us associated with other people. We now have the credibility. Helps us drive qualified, interested traffic, because if you did your job, you've got qualified JV partners that have good quality traffic and that are specifically targeted to your niche. Now you're going to have good quality traffic coming. And it helps in your list building because you should always have your launches set up to list build from. It's not just to get that person that buys. You want anybody that shows up qualified to your sales page or through the whole process of maybe the pre-launch or whatever. You want them to get on your list somehow. So basically, something to add into that quick, it's like that PDF that you had. One of the things that you might want to be sending them to get that PDF, once they show up to the blog, that link that you have to the PDF goes to a squeeze page to say, hey, give me your name and address, and I will send you that PDF that you just requested right out to you. They now have a reason to opt into it. And if you've done it properly, that PDF, that link is going to be turning into sales pages eventually, and you're going to be able to have, everybody's going to be cookied. Your JV partner is not going to have a problem with helping you build your list, because they know that you're going to, these people are going to be pre-qualified, and you're going to be trying to get them to basically in the early bird list. To achieve your goals, keep in mind that you must stay in contact, stay on top of your partners, keeping them in the loop at all times to ensure they take action in support of your launch. Just because, let's say you get 30 JV partners to say yes to you, that does not mean on launch day 30 JV partners are still going to launch for your product unless you've done a good job of keeping in contact with them, keeping them in the loop, basically kicking them in the pants and saying, hey, let's go get this thing done, because launch day comes up and they go, I got something better to do, or maybe somebody surprised them with a launch or whatever and stuff. And it's like, you want to keep it in their mind at all time, because life's going to happen for them. They're going to forget, and you want to make sure that they remember. Maybe they didn't launch for you for the simple fact that they totally forgot to queue up their emails and forgot that it was launch day, because of their busy schedule. It wasn't that they just totally dissed you. They just innocently forgot. So keep you in their mind. Remember, your JV partners have their own businesses to run, and your launch is almost certainly not their top priority. Yes, it's something that they're looking at to make some money with, but their business that they're running is probably taking precedence, or their family matters, or what's ever going on in their life is probably taking priority over your launch. So remember that when it comes down to your launches. An affiliate program. There are many ways you can create your affiliate programs, and we're not going to get into each one of these. These are for you to go out and take a look at. We've kind of covered through other trainings, but you got Butterfly Marketing Script. These are just a very few that I want to just mention here. A Member Script, ClickBank, Pay.com, One Shopping Cart, place where you can set up your own affiliate programs or affiliate programs that are already available, places like ClickBank and Pay.com. But create yourself an affiliate program. Here's how the affiliate links work, because what's going to happen is your affiliates coming along, they're coming to your program, they're going to get their affiliate work or affiliate link, and this is how the affiliate link works. It is unique. It's a unique link given to one person that will give him or her credit for a resulting sale. So they're going to have their affiliate link, and that link is unique to them. Nobody else has that unique link, and it's going to cookie that person. When somebody clicks on that unique link, something called a cookie, we're not going to get into all of that. Go look it up if you're curious to what a cookie is. It's not something that we're eating. It's dropped on that person's computer. This in turn tells the affiliate program, we're not getting into all the technical stuff here, but it tells the affiliate program which affiliate made the resulting sale. So you're going to want to have an affiliate program set up, whether it's one that's provided to you through like ClickBank or Pay.com, or if you have your own unique one set up, that you have all your own tools page and stuff set up that you've created yourself. They're going to have their link, and that link is specific to that JV partner or that affiliate. When somebody clicks on it, it tells that it's a cookie dropped in that person's computer, and it tells the affiliate program that that person just made a sale. I suggest using something simple for your first product unless you're ready to outsource to somebody or you really understand the technical things and how to set things up. Use something like ClickBank, Pay.com, or something that's already got a ready-made affiliate program in there for you to set up. Leverage the entire database of current ClickBank affiliates. ClickBank is, when you start making sales, especially on launch day, when the sales really are coming in, if you've done a good job, you're going to get that product pushed up pretty fast, especially in the searches and stuff in the marketplaces of ClickBank and Pay.com. And all of a sudden, other affiliates are going to come along and say, "Hey, look, what's this? looks like this is selling pretty hot right now. It's like, wow, it looks like it must be a launch going on. I better see what's going on. So people that you never even knew were out there or didn't have to go through the job of getting to know and building a relationship now see everybody else is doing this. I better do this. So now all of a sudden you've got that social proof going on. It's like, wow, all these JV partners are promoting this. I better sign up here now and start promoting to my list as well. All right, marketing plan and material for the JV. You want to have a marketing plan and you want to provide the material for the JV. It's up to you to make it just as simple as you possibly can for that JV partner to promote your launch. If it's hard for them, they're going to stay away from it. You want to make it as absolutely simple as you possibly can for them to say yes and to actually promote it. You need to create urgency. And that a launch comes in at a very good time. So, you know, when a launch is only on for, usually it's a week. You can do a launch in 2 or 3 days. You can just do a day launch. You can do a 2-week launch, whatever it is. But you can create urgency with it where it's saying, you've got to do it now. Or maybe you're going to offer higher commissions that first couple days or the first few hours. So if you do this, you are going to get you're going to get a higher commission than everybody else is if you promote the very first day. Or maybe if during your pre-launch, if you'll send this out to your list, I'm going to give you a 5 or 10% higher commission than anybody that doesn't send out. Or if you send out so many emails to your list during my pre-launch, or if you send out so many emails during the actual launch, I'm going to give you a higher commission. You're starting to create a little bit of urgency. It's okay. All of a sudden, the JV partner's going, I can make a little bit more money. I need to do this now because if I don't do it within this time frame, I'm going to lose out on some extra money. So let me get this done. You need to have a JV partner area where the JV partner can go at any time he needs to, whether it's a blog that you set up, just a JV blog where it's just basically a WordPress blog where they're going, just to check out what's going on. You're creating buzz on there. You're getting your other JV partners talking about the launch, so that the JV partners can see who's all involved. It's got a place where maybe your tools are going to be at. And that's basically, the best place to do it is just to set up a good JV blog, to set up a WordPress blog and say, here's where you guys need to go to get all the information and stay on top of this launch. This is where I'm going to be putting videos that are going to keep you updated on what's going on. Create JV invitations. Use of video is to your advantage, where if you can create a unique video for each one of your JV partners, it's like, say, hey Joe, this is Michael here. We got the launch going on. I just thought I'd let you know that this is what's going on in the launch and stuff. This is where we at and stuff. I'd really like you to be on board. Here's what's going on. Using a video really is going to help build that relationship. But create JV invitations. Create at least 3 follow-up emails or videos to send to your JV partners before the launch and the pre-launch. So basically you're trying to get them on board. This is before your launch and pre-launch, where you're sending them out an invitation. And once you've invited them, whether they, if they told you just to drop dead and stop emailing them, well, quit right then. They'll probably unsubscribe from your list or whatever at that time if they really don't want to. But have follow-ups in place where you're constantly following up, letting them know what's going on. It's like, maybe you're all of a sudden, maybe email number 2 says, hey, I forgot to tell you about the contest that we're having and stuff. Here's the rules, here's what the prizes and stuff are. And then maybe another one, it's like, hey, so-and-so, in the next email, it's like, hey, so-and-so just signed up to be an affiliate and stuff in, a JV partner for me and stuff. This is really going to rock. You're starting to get everybody else to see that, wow, things are really happening here. So you want to make sure that you keep following up. Sales letter style invitation for a web page. So basically you can create like a sales letter type thing where you're basically going in and you're selling this launch to that JV partner where they come and basically they're going through a whole process where it looks like a sales page that they're coming to. And during that sales page, it's like, the headline, and this ain't a great headline, but it's like product launch of the century, where you're grabbing their attention or whatever, or top JV partners are going to earn, this big name automobile or whatever you're going to have for your prizes or something goofy or whatever, but where it's going to capture their attention and get them to just read through. So it's an invitation as a sales page style, where instead of sending them to a blog or emails, email invitations to send as well. So even if you do videos or whatever, send them on an email invitation as well, and keep them posted. However you're going to do it, keep on top of them and keep in front of them. And you can do direct marketing mailings. This is really effective, where once you've contacted them, or even if it's your first contact, you've got their address, and you just send them a postcard and say, hey, this is what's going on. Maybe you send them your product. If it's a physical product, you send it to them. It's a postcard with launch days, time. Maybe it's a link on there that they can see to how to get to the JV blog and things. But it's something that came in their mail that they looked to see, to see what it was. Create a joint venture page for JV partners and affiliates. Create a simple sign-up page that you will send to your joint venture partners. When they sign up, you can send them follow-up emails to keep them in the loop about your launch. This page should also include product details and details about joint venture contests. If you're having one, it's basically just a place for you to get them on your list, so that you don't have to go through the pain of emailing each individual person, where you can send out a broadcast to everybody with their first names in it and stuff. Basically, just their first name, last name, ClickBank ID if it's going to be a ClickBank product, and a best JV email that you can possibly send to. Get them on a list, so you have a JV partner list. Make an affiliate tools page. This is where you have all your sample promotional tools that affiliates and joint venture partners can use. It makes promoting your product easier for them, and this is always an essential component for any product launch, is the ease of promoting your product. Make it as easy as possible for your JV partners to promote. Be open to offering any other tools that your JV partners suggest. So maybe you just got some emails and your partner says, or your JV partners are saying, hey, do you got any banners or something? Because I do a lot of banner marketing or whatever. I have really great success. Well, no, I don't, but let me see about getting you some. Think outside the box and being creative. Here's just a few things that you can do. Banners, promotional emails where you're providing the swipe copy for them, the templates basically, classified ads that they can use, pay-per-click ads, keywords that they can be using, teleseminars, so where you're basically doing teleseminars with them, articles that they can submit, pre-written blog posts, videos and audios, press releases, RSS feeds, brandable reports. And as you notice what's here, you're making it easy for them to grab this content and to start getting the buzz generated where they're sending this stuff out. If they have to write the articles, they're not submitting articles for you unless this is something they do on all the time. They're not going to sit there and write blog posts for you. They're just going to show up and get your swipe copy and send it out on launch day if that's what you provide for them. But if you provide all these other ways, they're going to be able to help you start generating the buzz that you really need. The JV contest. Everyone loves some good friendly competition and bragging rights. Make it fun to participate and promote. Give updates on top marketers competing status during launches as they start to make sales and get in line for prizes. So basically, maybe these are your prizes. First place was $5,000, and I know these things sound like, wow, why would I do that? Well, trust me, if you get the people on there to really promote your launch for you, all of a sudden these little 5,000, 3,000, 2,000 and stuff go right out of your mind when you're sitting there thinking, when you're seeing a 6-7 figure launch coming in. All of a sudden this is nothing for you to start handing out to JV partners to get that kind of income coming in. Make it fun. Give them a competition. Make it unique. Maybe think of unique prizes that kind of go with a theme. Maybe you start, you kind of have this theme going on or whatever, like maybe this pirate theme or whatever, for example, and all your things, things go along with boating or something like that, or you got this, your prizes are all centered around camping for other themes or something. Whatever it is, kind of make it a big event. You got this theme in place, have your prizes go to it, and these guys are going to jump on it. And when you start getting these guys promoting and stuff, you want to compete them. You want to get them going against each other because it really starts getting fun. Examples that you can use are, today was another great day. So basically you're in the middle launch, day 2 or whatever. It was another great day with sales coming in at a steady pace at all hours of the day. So you're talking to your JV partners at all times, letting them know. Tomorrow's Tuesday, and it And as you've probably heard, Tuesday's a great time to send an email out to your list. On Mondays, they're playing catch up, but on Tuesdays, they're ready to get down to business, and they are most likely to open their emails in the morning. So we're at about the halfway point of this contest, and Tuesday could really be a tipping point for many of you. Will you gain a coveted spot on the prize list, or will you trickle down and fade into obscurity? You see, you're playing with their mind a little bit here. Don't get me wrong, we're truly grateful for anyone who has sent any traffic or made one sale even. But hey, this is a competition, so you're sending out emails to these guys, getting them stoked, getting them raring to go on this and competing against each other. And more examples, people are really getting excited about this launch. And as I said in an earlier email, I have never had so many JV partners contacting me wanting to sign up the sign up link so that they can promote. So you're telling people, it's like when somebody signs up, you're telling them, maybe that person, you don't got to tell them the name, but if it's a big name, it's like, hey, so-and-so just signed up for the launch and stuff. This thing is really going to be going big. With more bonus added, this site is converting like crazy. So, basically tell people that, hey, other JV partners are putting bonuses in there and stuff, and it's really starting to convert like crazy. Or I've added more bonuses. You need to guys start promoting this stuff because the conversions are way up. It's a good chance for you to move up in the contest now. Our contest ends at 12 midnight Eastern tonight. Some of you are very close to breaking into the top 10. It gives them incentive to start promoting more. For anyone who has added 150 front-end sales to what they had on Friday, you get your choice of a nice big TV that you're whatever. And so far, so-and-so is winning this big TV. So you want to, tell them who's winning and stuff. And so especially if it's the big names, it's like, man, who's going to take this guy down? Make it fun, make it challenging for them. Entice your JVs to do a bonus. In the internet marketing field, people buy from the person with the best bonus, and you've seen this happen. You've bought products that have had a better bonus. Tell JV partners what kind of bonuses they should do. You should know your product. You should know what kind of bonuses they're going to have. Make sure they know what the product's all about so that they can create bonuses that go specifically, that really complement your product. Create individual videos for JV partners to explain commissions, contests, products, and bonuses that they can do. Here's some promo tips and bonus examples. With about 4 days to go, it's just about the right time to start preparing for your big bonus for the big day. Here are a few tips on how you can make huge commissions for this event. So you're going to let them know what kind of bonuses they could really use to create that are really going to give them the best advantage for promotion time. You tell them, here are some of the things I heard that some of your friends will be doing. They're throwing in physical books or products or including a new product with a PLR. You can get ghostwriters to do things like that for you. Giving the next version of their product away. Coaching over Skype as a bonus. So you're starting to tell your other JV partners, so-and-so is doing this. Look what they're doing. You better really come out with something big or you're not going to be able to compete very well and they're going to take you out. Once they're creating bonus offers, go back and tell your partners that a lot of your other partners are creating some amazing bonus offers and that they may want to increase the value of what they were intending on offering. So if you start hearing about what people are going to offer and you hear somebody else come in with a bigger bonus, go back to your other ones and say, hey, I know this is your bonus and stuff, but you might want to rethink that and think a little bit bigger because so-and-so's got this and that's probably going to top yours pretty well. What this does is creates a big war to see who can out bonus offer the other person. And this really makes for an effective launch. Test and retest the entire sales process. Nothing is worse than getting to the big day of the launch and finding you have to postpone the launch due to things you forgot to test that are now not working. There's nothing worse than getting to that launch day and finding out that the sales process, everything that's set up is not working. The payment button's not working and your support desk is filling up with JV partners going, what's up? And you've got customers of people finding your support link saying, hey, I tried to buy this, what's going on and stuff, because what this does, it starts putting in their mind, it's like beginner or, how much of an expert is this person? You start losing that credibility you just worked hard for. Not only throws a big wrench into your day, but also may mess up JV partners' plans to promote for you, where all of a sudden you say, hey, guys, we're going to have to postpone this till next week. Sorry about that, but something's not working, or it's got to be postponed to tomorrow. or the next day or whatever, what happens is they might have had something else scheduled for a different time, and they're not going to be able to fit you in now. Make sure everything is ready and working, and then still be ready for something totally unexpected to go wrong. When that day of launch comes, you better be ready to expect something to go wrong, because chances are it will. If you're not going to be able to fix it, have other people in place to be able to take care of the problems you're going to be having. What to test? Set up the order processing system and test it. Set up and test the affiliate program. Tracking must function correctly. There's nothing worse than telling your JV partners that I got a bunch of sales and I don't know who made them because the affiliate links were not working. The tracking just was not working properly and stuff. That's not going to make for a good day. Check that download page and all product download links are working. You're going to get it. There's going to be some things that happen that some people aren't going to get the product page. They're going to miss it in their email when they can, or they miss that confirmation email, or you got videos that aren't working or whatever and stuff throughout the process or whatever. Be checking them. Be listening for people that are saying, hey, this isn't working, and get on top of it and get things working. Have follow-up emails ready to go and tested to ensure all links you may have included are working. So your follow-ups that are going out to people that buy or sign up for something for free, make sure any links in are working and that things are ready, and that when you bought, so test your sales, set the price at $1 or whatever, test the whole thing, make sure that it went to the correct pages, make sure your follow-up emails are all coming out, make sure everything is tested before your launch. Test everything. Pre-notification list. Get people to raise their hands up early. Create a sub-list of people that are more likely to buy. These people are saying, yes, I'm interested in what you have, and I'd like to hear about it, ahead of everybody else on launch day. You can send specific messages to these people and make them feel like they're elite. So what you can do, basically, this works good during your pre-launch, where you're like, maybe you got this PDF or you do a webinar or something. And it's like to attend the webinar, to hear what's going on, or to get this PDF. Go to this list right here, or your JV partners can simply say, we've got this great launch. This is what it's all about. They get their list to go to to your squeeze page, sign up to be the first one to know about the launch when it happens. And this really works when you're generating a lot of buzz and getting people excited, because then they're looking for that. They want to know first. Let them, what you're doing is now you're going to be able to get in touch with these people that are signing up and send out specific messages to them, maybe some more value or whatever. They're interested in what you got going on now. They're at least paying attention to you. Give them more value during this. Maybe if it's a week-long pre-launch that you got going on, throughout the week, give them more value. Let them know. Start leaking some things to them. Get them excited. Make them feel like they're somebody special. They'll be the first to know when the sales page is live and have first opportunity to get in on your limited offer. And if you have a pre-notification list, make sure that you send it out half hour, 15 minutes early to that list, so that you fulfill your promises of them being first. People like to feel that they're being treated special and getting something others are not. All right, here's where the Big Bang Theory comes in, where we talked about at the very beginning, and we're getting ready to close this out in a second, but the Big Bang starts to happen. Send email out to your JV partners saying, all right, guys, it's live. Go, go, go. And they know, okay, everything's working, everything's good, and those emails are queued up, and they send those emails out, and it really starts taking on a life of its own. JV partners sent out to their list the same date and the same time. It's a madhouse. Things are going crazy. Test, tweak, and track. Be ready to alter things to maximize sales conversions. Make sure you got your split testing of headlines and your sales pages ready to go. During the whole process, always be testing and tweaking and tracking how things are going to keep your JV partners on top of what's going on during the launch, because a lot of times they're not going to be paying attention to themselves. They're going to be relying on you to let them know how the contests are going, how sales are going, and that you're working on things to really help their conversions. Monitor the buzz in your promotion at all times. Sign up to Google Alerts to hear about any topics related to your launch. Google Alerts will basically tell you what other people are saying about it. You want to know. If there's things going wrong, you want to know. If there's things going good, you want to know that, so you can use that to your advantage. Make sure shopping carts and affiliate programs are correctly tracking and functioning. Check and double check. I can't recommend this or stress this highly enough. If you're creating a product on the way, you're doing a launch where you're going to be creating that product as you go. There's going to be some things that are going to go wrong and stuff. It does not matter what you're doing. Things are going to go wrong once in a while. There's very seldom going to be the perfect launch where nothing goes wrong. But just be ready to make sure that things get fixed. All right, time to motivate your JV partners. Send reminders to JVs about additional mailings. Say, hey guys, things are going great. Keep those mailings going. Send updates on status of your JV contest. Let them know what's going on, who's winning, how many sales they need before they're, so-and-so is out in just so many sales behind and stuff. Third place and fourth place, are separated by 2 sales. Come on, fourth place, get those mailings out. One will do it. Post regular updates on JV partner blogs. Give updates on how much in commissions you are going to be paying. So when this launch is doing, really starting to go, it's like, wow, guys, I'm going to be paying out a lot of commission to a lot of JV partners and stuff. I want one of them to be you and stuff. I mean, this is what's going on. These are the conversions. Don't give specific names of who's doing what, but it's like, some of the top guys are making $9-10 a click, or this is, I'm already going to be paying somebody out 10 grand or whatever. This thing is hot, because this gets other people motivated, ready to mail out for you and say, or just to remind them, it's like, oh yeah, that's right. Use social proof. Everybody else is getting these results and you're missing out, dude. You got to get going here. So make sure the social proof is in throughout your whole launch process. Remember to thank them and congratulate them on their efforts, even if they don't make a single sale. You want to show them how much you appreciate their efforts. It's not all about somebody making all these sales. Yeah, that's great, but even the smallest JV partner that tried for you, you want to make sure that you appreciate the efforts. Post-launch, follow up with JV partners to thank and congratulate them again. Continue to build upon your new relationship. Follow up with customers to be sure they're happy and work on getting testimonies to use for more social proof that what you have actually works. Make sure prizes and commissions to JV partners are awarded in a timely manner. Less than 30 days preferably. If you're doing it on ClickBank, it's going to be going out every 2 weeks, which is great for your JV partners, because they want to know that they're getting paid for it. And they want to see you as somebody that builds up this good reputation of paying your commissions and stuff, because that's going to go a long way when you ask them again the next time. Or at the end of the refund period, if you got a 60-day refund, maybe you give them out 70% now. You kind of watch what your refund rate is going to be. And if it's, say you're getting a 30% refund rate, you're saying I'm paying out 70% commissions now, and at the end of the refund, we'll pay whatever else is left. Always remember, after your launch is over, to keep this buzz going. Start preparing them for what is coming next. You should already have something planned and strategized. What's coming, what you're going to be doing after this launch. Maybe you're working on another launch already, and so it's like, hey guys, this was great. Let's keep this buzz going, because here in a couple months I got this coming up, and you just start working toward what's coming next. Keep your momentum going and get ready to build on the success that you just had. I don't care how big the success was. You need to keep that momentum going. Do not stop and just say, oh, wow, I just made a crap load of money here. I can sit back and relax now. That is the worst time for you to relax. You will just start forgetting. You'll start getting lazy. You'll start doing crazy things instead of doing what you really need to be doing. When you get momentum going, keep it going. When you start, that's why it's so important to set goals for you that you're able to achieve, that you can see yourself getting success and getting these goals accomplished and stuff. You start building momentum, and once you do that, you don't stop. You keep it going, because that's where the real success is going to start. Because maybe you didn't do exactly what you wanted on this launch, but you now understand how to do it, and you can continue on and build something bigger next. Don't just settle for being a one-hit wonder where you just come in like this roaring lion, and that's all that anybody ever hears from you and stuff until, months down the road. It's like, hey, remember me? It's like, no, I don't, because you're going to start the whole process you just went through all over again. In summary, having a great product is important. When you create all this buzz, you create everything, get everything just right, and you have a product that just does not deliver, all what you just worked for is going to go down the tubes in a big hurry. Having great sales copy is important, but above all of this, having a great launch rollout strategy is what will be the deciding factor of your results. You can have that great product, you can have a great sales copy, but if nobody ever gets to that great product or sees it or sees that sales page, great. Yeah, you need the sales copy to convert for you and stuff, but overall, it's that whole strategy, that whole launch process that you're going to be going out that is going to show, give you the results. Because think about it, if you don't do that properly and it's just you trying to promote that product to that, get them to that sales copy. What kind of effects are you going to have or results are you going to have over top of you did a great job and you've now got 20, 30 and it's building as the buzz generates, people sending traffic to your launch and stuff, especially if you get good converting copy and stuff, all of a sudden it takes on a really awesome life. You will need knowledge of basic psychology and human behavior if you really want to succeed at marketing. Trust recognition factor is huge. Real proof, social proof, scarcity, and telling stories. Test, test, test. Continue to be testing at all times. After your launch, keep your momentum going and get ready to build on the success that you just had. And I cannot stress the importance of that enough. Don't just get set back and just kind of relax and say, wow, that was awesome. Yeah, sure, go ahead and take a few days off or whatever, and just and enjoy what you just did. But have the plans and stuff already in place and you just dive right back in afterwards. Go take a vacation, great, but don't just say, okay, I got enough income in my account now to last me 6 months, a year or whatever. I can sit back now. And no, you can't. It's your business. You need to continue to work at it and keep that momentum going at all times. Once you get things going, you do not want to stop it.